Hi.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Notice how I slid my hand up her arm and pulled it at the same time? That's one of the moves. Anyway, I want to talk today about cooking and how we prepare our food and if there's any favorite meals that you like to cook. I want to have fun talking about cooking today.
Well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I've got a favorite soup that I haven't made in a long time.
Oh,
We'll talk about that and we'll bring it all together right here back in a moment. And hopefully you can share with us some of your favorites too. You and your favorite foods. Cooking. We're talking about it today.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like.
Good morning. We are here today with Let's Talk About It on the Empowerment Network with the Empowerment Duo. Hey, Miss Phyllis. Hey, you guys. Hey, out there. We're glad that you decided to join us. Let us know who you are, where you are, and we're talking about cooking today. So maybe share with us your favorite thing to cook.
now I'm glad we're talking about cooking today because I want to talk about favorite things that we cook for ourselves. But I do want to start off by saying there's a difference between cooking and fixing something to eat. One of our friends said here in Charlotte, North Carolina, he's an amazing stand-up comedian and a host of events. And he does this whole bit about the difference between cooking and just fixing something to eat. If you said you could go in that kitchen and you out there with plates in 15 minutes, you did not cook. You just fix something to eat. I think there's a difference. Last night, I got a chance to cook. Now, my wife does most of the cooking here, the lion's share of the cooking in my household. And I was so happy that I had a chance to cook last night. Okay.
And he cooked well.
Yes.
That's the other thing. I don't usually, Brian usually, he cooks for taste, but I don't eat just for taste. I like to eat with my eyes also. And I also like things that go together to go together. And Brian just most of the time, it's just, this is going to taste good and it's going to make me feel full.
Now, I was married before I met Lisa. And in my last marriage, the one that lasted 7 years, I did 95% of all the cooking, all the meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If anything was cooked in that house, I did it. And I was 10 years, when that marriage ended, it was 10 years before I got to Lisa. So I was basically living a bachelor life, cooking all my meals myself. Mm-hmm. And I call it bachelor cooking sometimes, okay? Well, bachelor cooking is when you just go to the fridge, go to the pantry, go in the cabinets, and see what I got. I got some of this, I got some of that, I got this left over. Let me concoct a meal out of that. Okay, and I was very, very often, I was always willing to be risky too with it. I'm not sure this will work together, but let me give it a try. Okay, because
I'm not sure that I am that outgoing.
Good morning, Ms. Phillips. Good morning, Dr. Deborah. Good morning, Brittany. We're talking about cooking today. You and your favorite dishes. So, but I'm always willing to cook something a little bit. I want to try something. Now, today, some of the drama of cooking is gone. The reason why it's so easy to just YouTube. Like last night, my wife was already laying down. She was laying down, but she was, there's a difference between cooking and fixing something to eat. Dr. Deborah says, I can cook, but most of the time I just fix me something to eat. That's My wife was already laying down. She was tired and she was hungry. And so she let me know she was tired and hungry at the same time. So she said, would you go get something for us to eat? But we have a refrigerator in our kitchen with a freezer on it too. So I just looked around. Let me see what we got here. I looked in our, and actually I really enjoyed this process too. I looked in the freezer, got a couple of pieces of fish here, got a couple of pieces of salmon there. Ooh, what is this? A whole bag of peeled and devined medium-sized shrimp. They're already peeled, they're already divined, and there's a whole bag of them in the freezer, like in the back of the freezer. So, oh, pull that out. Let me see. Now, what can oh, look at here. I got a whole bag of frozen peppers. Oh man, I got shrimp and I got peppers. I'm already starting to think of something. So I put in YouTube what to cook with shrimp and peppers, a meal with shrimp and peppers, and several meals popped up with shrimp and peppers. And I just watched one of the videos and I was like, oh, okay, I think I like that one right there. And I watched the videos, I looked around, and I had every ingredient that the video required. I had it all in the house already. So,
hey, Jacqueline, blessed Thursday morning.
Blessed Thursday morning, too. So I want to talk about the meals that you like to cook, too. So anyway, I cooked up this shrimp, and then I took the shrimp out the thing and set it aside, and then I cooked up those garlic and peppers and all of that in there. I put a little honey in it, too, to sweeten it a little bit.
You put honey in it?
I did, but not much, okay? And I put a little flour in it too to thicken up the base a little bit. I cooked it in olive oil and butter, and I cooked some brown rice on the side already. I had brown rice started when I first started cooking, and when it was done, and I only cooked just enough brown rice for us two. I didn't make any extra nothing. Everything was eaten last night too. So I sauteed up that them peppers and garlic and with a little honey and flour and seasonings on it. Then I cooked that thing up. I put it over that bed of rice, called my wife down, and she ain't even talk. She just put that fork to that mouth.
It was really good. It really was good. I was surprised because I didn't remember. So it tastes like one of those meal in the bags. It tastes like it all already came together, but I didn't remember having it together in the freezer. And so I was pleasantly surprised to taste.
You
delicious.
thought that was a meal in the bag?
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was Brian McNeill in the bag.
It was really good.
I had a bag of shrimp and vegetables, and I cooked for you, baby.
That's delicious.
Good
Hey,
morning, Crystal. We
Crystal.
knew you'd be back today. I hope you heard my story about how I cooked last night. So anyway, I like to cook. So do you like to cook? Now, I know Dr. Deborah's already said that most of the time she don't really cook. She just fixes something to eat. But are they favorite meal? Like I have a favorite meal that I like to cook, but my wife don't really eat it like that. So, which is great because that means I get more. And I'll eat this meal every meal until it's gone. And I make a big old bowl of it too. It's my it's my chicken penne pasta. I get chicken breasts and I cut them up into strips and then inch-long portions. And I cook that shrimp. I wipe the shrimp, okay? I wipe the shrimp.
Chicken penne pasta.
That's right. It's chicken penne pasta.
You're talking about shrimp.
Chicken. I had shrimp in mind. I wipe the chicken first. I don't cook it all the way through, but I white it first, like in butter and olive oil. Okay, get the outside of it white. And then I set that aside. And then I put more olive oil in and I put minced garlic in. Cook that down. Then I put jalapeno in there. What? Minced garlic, jalapeno, black olives, but I use the olives in slices, sliced olives in there. It can be any color olives. And I cook that because that makes the sauce. Okay. Also, I'm cooking my penne noodles off to the side already. And then once I get that going good, then I put my chicken back on, put my chicken in there, mix that up real good to make it a sauce. And then I add feta cheese. Why are you shaking your head? It's one of my favorite meals.
And when you make it, you eat it.
I do. It's one of my favorite meals. And then I add feta cheese and some shredded American cheese too. I put the cheese on last because that melts kind of quickly. And this meal is awesome when it's done. It's awesome the next day. And it's awesome 2 days later.
And he'll typically have it for those many days because if I have to eat it, I'm going to eat the smallest portion and I'm never going to eat like seconds of it.
Now, you're not eating it because it tastes bad. You're not eating it because you think it's too much cheese in it. That's what it is.
There's too much cheese in it I don't like the jalapenos. You love jalapenos. I don't like them.
They don't, you know, hardly even taste them because they cook out. You know,
Yeah,
it's just for flavor.
They don't have a flavor other than nasty to me, and they're not hot. And the flavor, I just don't like them. I don't like jalapenos. I do not like feta cheese.
Feta? Oh, Melissa Price, we're talking about cooking. You and your favorite meals. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. What's she talking about?
What?
Let me get my glasses.
Dr. Beverly says, good morning, family. Today is happening for me to push me to a place of capability towards success. As I reach towards perfection, I am working towards progression. Everything I do is tied to my story. I only know my good gracious, this book.
I'll get it here. I am working towards progression.
It's tied to my story. Only I know the story. So today, I allow myself to let go of my excuses and my stories. I am here for a reason, not a season. I'm creating a new story,
Amen.
My new story, and I am surrounded by positive people. I am the only one who can stop me, and I'm not stopping. Healthy mindset change, healthy life change. I am going to walk,
win.
Talk, and be a different person. I am going to win. Good morning.
Now, what Dr. Beverly just did, good morning, Dr. Beverly. What she did was she made a public declaration. A declaration. What an amazing thing. First off, it's threefold amazing.
Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Heck, she doing? A threefold. She said it. First off, she wrote it. Okay, that means she has to see it and think it. That's three right there. Then she read it. Then she posted it, and then Lisa and I read it aloud. So she got a chance to see it read and hear it read. What's wrong with you?
Reading Melissa's quote.
So anyway, I appreciate your public declaration, Dr. Beverly. Good morning, Barbara Holmes Smith. We're talking about cooking today. You and your favorite dishes that you like to cook, because there's a difference between cooking and just fixing something to eat. Brittany Thomas says, this seems to be so far away today. Can we slide
It's
that?
a little further away, actually. I'm surprised you noticed.
I did. Okay. Brittany Thomas says, she said it reminded me of a meal in a bag. Oh, that's right. It was funny the way she said it. Yeah, I guess. Melissa Price says, they don't have a taste other than nasty. You kill me, Lisa. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa's tripping today.
Dr. Deborah says, one of my favorite meals to cook is the eggplant lasagna.
Tell us about your eggplant. I would love to hear about your eggplant lasagna. We'll read whatever you write.
And I actually have a video of a meal that I made. I actually
lots
recorded
of videos of you cooking.
Yeah, I did. But and I need to get back to them. Probably. I enjoy making the cooking videos. But it is a very simple dish. It's very, very simple. You likely have everything in your house already, and it's called What You Got Soup.
Okay, What You Got Soup.
What You Got
made me
Soup.
What You Got Soup. Before.
Yes, What You Got Soup is going to be different every time. It's whatever you got. Typically, the main ingredients are chicken broth, kale, and onions.
You don't have to have kale.
But yes,
Melissa Price says, I guess my favorite comfort food is my grandma's recipe for homemade mashed potatoes. I learned how to make them in my young teenage years from her, and they make me feel so happy. I don't need anything to go with them on the side. Yum. I bet they are delicious too.
Yes. Jacqueline says, you go, Brian. All of the meals in my family's can, as we call it, burn.
That's right.
My son Garrison, the third cooks so well. He is leaving me speechless. He laughs every time I have a Holy Ghost reaction. He said, Mom, you are the reason I can cook. His food is so good.
I am still shaking my head. That's when you know it's good. When you're shaking your head and when you're making Holy Ghost noises like that.
So Crystal said I make a good seafood or chicken shrimp fettuccine dish, stuffed chicken, several soul food dishes. I would say I'm a pretty good cook overall.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah, that's another dish that I make well, is that That seafood pasta dish.
Seafood. Yes, you. Oh my God, that's a good one. Melissa Price says a chef I used to work for called it kitchen sink soup. All the random leftovers from the fridge and stir. Amen. And throw all that stuff in a stir fry in a wok or a stir fry pan. Mm-mm-mm. You know, Young and Lisa and our relationship. I think I had just moved in, or soon after I moved into her house. I left my home in Greensboro, moved in with Lisa's house, and we were broke. We had no money, right? So because now when I was courting Lisa, I was taking her out to eat a lot. Okay, would you say it was a lot?
Yeah,
it was a lot.
4 nights a week.
Yeah, 4 nights a week. I'm taking her out to dinner. I was wooing her.
And not to dinner, to sit down dinner.
Sit down dinner, yeah. Sit down dinner, tablecloth, real fork and knife.
Not fast food.
Yeah, real knife and fork, okay? But I was taking her out a lot, okay? And I enjoyed taking her out on dates. It was fun for me, but I was spending my money. And we got to a place where we moved in together, and we had a time where we didn't have money to go out to eat. So, and we hardly had much food in the house at all, I think. But Lisa went in that kitchen, and she found a can of garbanzo beans, and she found some chicken, something, and she put some stuff together, and it was so freaking good. I was at the table eating it going, And what I realized, and what she realized too, we don't make these kinds of noises eating the food when we go out.
Mark Greer says, good morning. Seared tuna steak, seared sea scallops, sliced mangoes, brown rice. Not much cooking time, but it's
it's good.
Yes, it sounds good.
Seared tuna steak? What?
My searing skills are not that great.
But Mark does, apparently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds delicious. The seared sea scallops? Oh, that sounds delicious. That's what I'm talking. There's a difference between cooking and this is something neat. Okay. Cooking, sometimes not having a lot, forcing you to be creative, you can create some really, really great dishes. I saw a stand-up comedian. He says, one thing about restaurants, they don't know how to make hot dog ramen noodles the way he likes it. He gets creative.
They be slagging.
He gets creative. Mark says, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. So tell us about that dish you like to cook or like cooked for you. Now, in this country, there's a series on, I can't remember if it's on Hulu or whatever, called The Foods That Made Us. The Foods That Made Us. And it's like the history of food in this country, how pizza made us and chocolate made us and things like that. But one of the things I learned watching The Foods That Made Us, the quality of food in our country used to be so bad. It used to be terrible quality of food. Like when you get it from the butcher or from the farm, you got to pretty much eat that stuff right away because they didn't have very good preservation methods and all that stuff. It was just terrible. And as preservation got a little bit better, then what happened was manufacturers of food, they could put anything in there, any kind of ingredients they want. You didn't know what was in that box you bought. You didn't know what was in that jar. It said it was alcohol. It said it was medicine. They would put anything in there because there was no regulatory bodies. Until they got into the place where people were getting sick. They know they were getting sick for. They discovered stuff. They did this one really, really cool example to the governor or something. They said, here, this is a bottle. It says it's whiskey in it, okay? And here's a bottle that also says it's whiskey in it. And one of these two bottles, they both can be bought in the same store. But one of these two bottles we know has poisonous ingredients in it. Are you willing to take a drink from either bottle? No. So now they started requiring people to put what they put in their food. I just thought that was an interesting road.
Melissa says, Nate makes the best fried pork chops I've ever had, even in any restaurant. Even though I'm not the cook in that scenario, it's definitely my second favorite food. And it goes great with Granny's mashed potatoes. Love that. Love that.
I love good mashed potatoes, especially if they're like garlicky and buttery. I love it.
What about my seafood boil?
Your seafood boil is amazing. She puts the right stuff. Oh man, she knows. First off, she knows. She's done it several times for me, and I am extremely blessed to have a wife willing to do a whole seafood boil. I'm talking the shrimp, the crab legs, and the what do you call it? You suck out of it.
Crawfish.
Crawfish, all that stuff, man. Come on.
Corn, potatoes, boiled eggs. Well, he doesn't eat the boiled eggs, but I eat them.
All of that stuff, even if it's just one-on-one. Now, we like to invite people over when she does it. Another person or two, a couple. We love to have company when Lisa does a seafood boil because it's plenty. But even if it's just us two, she'll hook it up for your boy, and I'm grateful for that.
Another dish that I make is the baked lasagna, but not baked lasagna, the baked rotini pasta.
Yes. Sister Jacqueline,
my traveling food.
So yeah, whenever we go on trips like that, it's always the first night. Jacqueline says, love to cook.
For the past 10 years, I've been eating mostly vegan. Had a young lady and her daughter to stay with me 6 years ago, and today she still reminds me that she cannot believe that she had no meat for a month. The food was so good. Made some
ribs years ago, and a Muslim friend decided he was eating pork that day. Dr. Beverly says, I'm hungry. Of course, we're talking food, glorious food. Okay, for extra points, who knows where that song comes from? Food, glorious food. We're anxious to try it while we're in the mood. Our favorite diet. For extra points, who can tell where that song comes from? Just think of it getting fat. Our senses are reeling. One moment of knowing that, full of feeling. Food, glorious food. Who knows that song?
I know the song, but I don't know where I know it from.
I know where I know it from.
Okay. Melissa said, is that a southern boil, a low country boil, or is it different? You mean the seafood boil? I guess it could be like a low country boil. Low country boil doesn't have to have crab legs in it. A low country boil can just be shrimp and other seafoods. But my
look who made it a stop by here. Brooklyn DD. What's up, girl?
Hey, Dee. She likes love chicken and dumplings. I haven't had it since
it's her comfort dish.
Yeah, I haven't had it since my grandmother made it. So
now, Dr. Deborah, I gotta say, Dr. Deborah says Lisa's rotini pasta is the best. It's even good for breakfast. Now, Dr. Deborah has taken a few trips with Lisa and I, like when we go to the beach and we do retreats. Dr. Deborah has been a mainstay with us. And I can remember one particular morning where Lisa had made the rotini pasta, and everyone loved it that Friday, because it's always the first night. The Friday night, we had Lisa's pasta. And but Dr. Deborah and I got up the next morning, and we had the same idea. And we ate that rotini for breakfast. We had the same idea.
I make it both vegetarian and
she does
with
big trays, because we typically roll 6, 8, 10 people.
Oliver the musical.
Hey, she's right. Dr. Beverly's in the house. That's right. That's from Oliver the musical. Good job, my sister. I didn't know if anybody would get it, but Dr. Beverly did. Oh, whoop, whoop.
Absolutely. So what's your favorite meal, and what does it bring about to you as far as memories? I think that is really what food does.
Oh, it's transportation, it's memories. Melissa Price, go ahead, baby.
Mama Joan makes us
Joan Dunham
makes us chicken and dumplings every single time we get sick.
Ooh.
And it makes everything better always. So that's rolling in at number 3 on my top favorite foods.
Notice the associations with all of your favorite foods.
Now,
grandma's mashed potatoes, your husband's fried pork chops, and your mom's chicken and dumplings. All of it. Mother-in-law. All of your favorite foods have a person associated with it. Interesting.
Speaking of which, I'll say I received a lot of soups when I was sick.
Yes,
and the one soup, I love them all, but the one soup that I really craved and loved so much was Judy soup.
I knew you was gonna say that. Yes. It's chicken.
It's a chicken soup, but it's a Puerto Rican chicken soup. It has yuca in it. It has big carrots in it. It's delicious. And I just love it. And
she made it for us twice while Lisa was sick, and she brought us big portions of it, and we ate it a lot of times. Thank you again, Miss Judy Floyd.
Yes. Glenda says, I love making mashed potatoes. I love making homemade desserts from scratch.
Amen.
Like cookies, cakes, apple pies, peach cobblers, stickies, pecan pies, candy yams, etc. biscuits.
My
compete
biscuits.
with Bojangles. My desserts make you want to shout.
Wow.
What are stickies?
Okay. Dr. Beverly, first off, I'm so impressed that you knew that was from Oliver the Musical. But anyway, she says, I believe green beans are my birthmark. Whoa. My mother used to go to the market in New York, and she will get fresh green beans, and she would never be able to cook them because I would get them out of the bag and eat them raw. They don't even have to be cooked.
That's how I feel about corn. Corn, if you lost me in a cornfield, I would eat my way out. That is how much I love corn. Melissa says, yes, good food brings about joy, fulfillment, healing, nourishment, growth, and of course, the beautiful memories of sharing it with people. I think it's only natural because we have been blessed memories associated with food.
Yes. I'm so happy we're having fun talking about food today. I do want to say this. We didn't do a show this past Tuesday, because I had to go for a checkup. I got a physical. And they took blood, like 5 vials of blood. They looked in my mouth, ears, and all that stuff. Listen to my breathing. Regular physical. Okay. By the way.
Good morning, Latanya, sweetie. When?
I got a physical this past Tuesday. My doctor, I must not have been his type or something, because he did not want to put a finger in my butt. He didn't want to do it.
You said that like you wanted him to do it.
I thought I was getting a physical. I'm 54. He didn't want to do it. He didn't do it either. He wanted to talk about everything else. But anyway, good morning, listen to Latanya Blackman. So
I am great, Latanya.
Let's catch up. I want to tell you the rest of why I want to talk, where I was going. Melissa Price says, Latanya Blackman, hey Queen, how are you? How you been? Brooklyn Didi says, my grandmother is my cooking inspiration. She taught me starting at 6 years old. I can imagine that, you standing on a chair at the stove with grandma. I can picture it. But anyway, they took 5 vials of blood and all that stuff, and the next day they sent me the results of my blood. And there was a whole lot of greater than this or less than that numbers, okay? And A1C and DWR and all that kind of stuff. And I was trying to understand it. I didn't get it all. And then in the middle of the night, last night, they sent me another test results, around the test results. So I read them all and got up at like 4 in the morning, maybe 5. And then I started researching everything. I researched for like 2 hours, okay? And I'm low this and high that on a couple of things. So basically, it turns out that Brother Brian has to lose weight, and Brother Brian has to increase his cardiovascular health. And it looks like I have everything that meets the criteria for diabetes. And I'm going to check back with them in 3 months. So I got 3 months where before I even dare talk about oral or injectable anything. I got 3 more months to work on that. So now in these 3 months here, I get to lower weight and lower some of my numbers here too. But I'm so grateful that I did all the research, and I kind of like wrote some summaries of everything, a combination of just copy and paste into a document, and some stuff is my added on. And I created all this stuff, my results, and I sent it all to Lisa so she could like read everything that I found out too. But that's what I found out about my health today, which is great because now I know what I gotta do. I have been eating and drinking anything I want for 54 years, and that's irresponsible. So that's my testimony.
Thank you, Latanya. She says, you look great. Thank you very much. I feel great.
She also says, hey, Melissa, I've been good. How are you?
Yes. And Brian did send all of that stuff to me, and I actually sent it. I sent it to wherever it needs to go for God to fix it, because I don't need to focus on it. He sent me a whole manuscript. Like I could write a book now of everything. And to be quite honest, we get to take some action, but that's not something that I would want to read or review or research every day, because I think the mindset that it puts me in is not the mindset that I want to have for success. Latanya said, thank you for sharing that, Brian. Most people don't want to share. Take the meds. Don't take the meds. Work on the diet and the weight. They haven't assigned any meds to him for that. And I'm grateful.
Linda Tate.
She says, I learned how to cook from my mom. She should have had a soul food restaurant.
I believe you. I believe that about your mom. Mark Greer says, you might feel a little pressure.
Those famous words right before the exam.
Gotta
get it checked, though. Prostate cancer is treatable if caught early. No procrastinating. That is why,
fellas. Now, he said he could check it other ways besides putting the finger. But it's so funny to me because he says we can find out if you have any cancerous polyps in your blood, and then we can do this. He even recommended Cologuard, where I can send in my own at home, send them a stool sample, and they'll examine that before they dare put a finger up. But he wanted to go through anything and everything first. He even gave he was like, look, man, it's not easy to check the prostate with your finger. It's just not easy to do.
Melissa says is calling out Charlonda Wallace. Charlonda Wallace, we're talking about food up in here. Well, we're actually talking about butts now.
Cooking. Go back to cooking and food.
You're the soul food restaurant owner, so tell us your favorite dish you can cook.
I would love to hear from a soul food restaurant owner their favorite dish to cook, because it was probably that dish that inspired them to open the restaurant.
Didi says Cologuard is the best.
Really? They recommended it. They sent it to me. I said, so do I need to contact? No. We'll take care of all of that for you. We'll take care of it. We'll have them send it to you. Okay. So I'm going to do Cologuard.
I guess that doesn't say much for the best to me.
Well, they trust it.
Right.
But you don't.
No, well, that I guess it's degrees of what's the best. Because it's only up to 50% accurate.
I think that's higher than
which
that.
mean that you can flip a freaking coin.
Where do you get this 50% accuracy?
I read it.
Read again, okay? Because I don't think that's
Didi
right.
said, Melissa said Shalonda Wallace is down in New Orleans. Oh, we know she cooking it up down here. Didi said, but I know 2 men diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2 weeks. Be proactive, please.
Amen. With praying hands, I get you, my sister. Thank you. Jacqueline says,
love you, Brian. Food, glorious food. My favorite food to cook is turkey hot wings. My favorite food to eat
turkey hot
amazing
wings.
Sandwiches. My number 1 sandwich is made with the best turkey bacon I can find.
Ooh.
Crispy romaine lettuce and juicy tomato with my guacamole made with salsa and pico de gallo. OMG, making this for breakfast. You have all that stuff already in the house?
Now, with the best turkey bacon she could find, because she's been eating vegan for a long time, and crispy romaine lettuce, that sounds like amazing. But turkey hot wings? What? Why didn't I think of that?
I like turkey wings. They are my favorite. Been having some challenges making them the way that I really like them because of time. I
took some wings out of the freezer too.
Yeah, they're not gonna be right. Because there's only 1 of them, so it's not gonna make me happy. It's only 2.
I'll cook it.
Oh my God, here he goes.
I'll cook it, baby. I'll make it like hot wings. The Tiny Black says, well, we talk about both things now. My cousin had it in his 40s. He beat it though with surgery. Okay. Author Lynette. B, but it only depends on what your blood work show. I got all the results. Which test you will get. So wait for results. The doctor will let you know. I got all the results.
Yeah.
And the doctor has let me know.
Yeah.
He says everything else is fine, Brother Brian. My blood is good. My blood pressure is good. And actually some of the numbers I knew everything would be great, but I'm really, really good in a lot of areas when it comes to my health.
Melissa said, who's talking about this meal with the wings and juicy tomatoes? Those are 2 different meals. It's Jacqueline. She said, girl, you sold me on that like a commercial. I could taste it through the description.
That's right. That's right.
Glenda says, so awesome that you got your report card and researched it. I got my test results like that, and doctors do not go over results like they should. It's up to us to be proactive and do your own research. You will do great now. You know what to work on. Amen.
Absolutely. And the research was, because they sent all the numbers yesterday, and then they sent a little bit simplified version of it in the middle of the night. So I was able to research it. I was able to look up what does A1C means and hemoglobin, cholesterol, this, and the good cholesterol on the back. I spent 2 hours researching it this morning, and I did kind of write a manifesto. I wrote a lot. I sent Lisa a lot because I wanted her to have all the information that I had. You know, she's my wife. I need her to know what I learned, everything. So I wrote this long document and sent it to her.
Latanya says, my breakfast was sardines and bell peppers sauteed.
So you sauteed your sardines and bell peppers together? That sounds delicious. Let me get that straight. You put the sardines and the bell peppers in a saucepan or something?
Or were the bell peppers sauteed and you put them with the sardines?
Yes.
How did you do it?
I regularly eat sardines. I like sardines. I normally buy the sardines in Louisiana sauce because it's a little bit spicy.
I like sardines too, but I don't like them in hot sauce or.
Really? That's why I end up eating them all.
Yeah, I have them all. I never touched them.
I buy the oysters that way too. I eat oysters and sardines. Yeah.
And I like them too, but all the ones you buy them with all the mustard on them.
I never knew. You never said nothing. I could buy the plain Jane stuff if you want me to.
The ones in. Yeah, those are the ones I like. Crystal Blake says, I love everything about a typical holiday meal, but most times throughout the year, most times I would love it outside the holidays.
If that makes sense. It does make sense. And you could do it outside the holidays. Just do it. Make your own bird. Hook it up.
Dr. Beverly says, my collard greens, my banana pudding, my macaroni and cheese, my sweet potato cheesecake. It feels like Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for the Empowerment Duo show. And then probably do a family.
I think that was all she said. That's all I got.
I don't know what I got. So Melissa says, Jacqueline, text me those 2 recipes, please. That could be a new family favorite. Rolling out 4 and 5. The Jacqueline special.
Brooklyn Dee says, I make sardine dip.
Sardine dip.
What? I bet it's good too. You know, Lisa and I have had Dee Dee's baking before, because we commissioned her to bake us a pound cake before. And I couldn't eat it because I'm allergic to eggs, but Lisa enjoyed it. Absolutely.
Latanya said, I sauteed the bell peppers, different colors, and then I ate the sardines straight from the can.
Wow.
I can see him doing that.
Yes, you can. She can see me doing it.
Yeah, I can see him doing that. Jacqueline said, I have the ingredients. I get organic veggie boxes delivered to me every 2 weeks.
Amen.
Love the imperfect food boxes and boxes from the Misfit Markets.
They are both awesome.
Love that. Latanya said, I would also like to try that. What's in it?
See, I knew if we start talking food, you guys will be sharing recipes. I was hoping so. It's 9:37.
What's in the
Did you find the card that you wanted?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Did you just give me the head wave off? Did you just try to brush your brother off on live TV? Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that.
Dee Dee said, you make it like a tuna salad. Okay. I make salmon like tuna salad too.
She does.
And he won't eat it.
And she eats it all by herself.
Yeah. He don't even eat tuna salad if it's made in the house. Like, I don't even understand that. He'll eat tuna salad from Harris Teeter, but he won't eat tuna salad that's made in the house. Latanya said, oh, that sounds good, but I don't eat mayo. You could substitute yogurt for it if you don't eat mayo, plain yogurt. But he doesn't eat mayo either. But he eats the mayo that they put it in the daggone Harris Teeter. So let me read up here. I got to catch up. Jacqueline says, okay, Melissa, I make my own barbecue, so I'm sending you the recipe. And author Lynette says, because Pierre has heart disease, we're all concerned about B when he would break out sweating. Sometimes you can't commit or say something. You never know how people would respond. I just need you guys to stay healthy. I love you too. First, thank you for that, and I appreciate that. But Brian sweat even when he was skinny. Now, I didn't know him then, but he's a sweater. He is a sweater, period. So he's not sweating because of any of those physical ailments, like his, like any of the things.
I sweat freely.
He's just a sweater. Crystal said, I actually do make the typical holiday meal throughout the meal and throughout the year, and do something different during the holidays, like a seafood boil or a lasagna or just something different. I understand. Brooklyn Didi, you can't eat tuna anymore. Can you eat any other fit? Well, you can eat sardines, you said.
Did you read Arthur Lynette?
Yes, I did. That's what I was just responding to.
Okay.
About you sweating.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would be concerned when you would break out sweating. Brian could be sitting still having a conversation and then flood.
No, I won't.
You do.
That's not true.
You do.
Sitting still for having a conversation and start sweating for what?
You do, because your sweat coming
I sweat
out.
when it gets hot.
And you're hot. You sweat in the winter, do you not?
I do, yes.
So is that because
the house
hot?
could be hot.
No,
yes.
sir. No, sir.
Don't have those
sir.
people think I sweat for no reason.
You do.
I sweat for a reason.
No. Dr. Deborah says, I love whatever that Mexican dish that Melissa and Charlotte make with the beans and cheese layered. What is it, Melissa? What's the name of it? Because I do a layered, or I have had a layered dish.
Brooklyn D says, I'm a sweater also. It's a gland thing.
Thank you.
It's like it's a Brooklyn thing. It's a gland thing. You wouldn't understand.
Dr. Beverly says use ranch dressing and mustard instead of mayo for your tuna salads. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Latanya, where did I read it? Latanya Blackman says, yes, my husband's like that. Sweat sitting still. Not as much though as when he had more weight. Maybe that's something to do with it. Because
Brian was skinny sweating, and I didn't even know him then, but I seen pictures of him sweaty, skinny.
I could have been just playing ball, Lisa.
Bruh.
Golly.
Sweat just comes up out of your head for no reason. Latanya said Brian needs his mayo camouflage, LOL. He needs his mayo secretly applied from another location so he doesn't have to think about it at all. And that's why he can eat the tuna fish from the Harris Teeter, but he can't eat the tuna fish salad from at home.
That's right. Dr. Beverly says, Brian, you have sat on the show numerous days and you take a towel and wipe your head and then you blame it on Lisa because the house is hot. Exactly. I keep sweat rags around. I always have them handy. I even have them in the car, okay, because I could be in the car and sweat.
And I have to remind him that everybody doesn't want your sweat rag on the table where they're eating, sitting where they're eating, or just in the middle of conversation.
When Lisa and I go somewhere, like to an event, like Lisa spoke, last event we went to, Lisa was speaking. If I didn't bring a sweat rag with me, it's a problem, okay? Anywhere we go, if we go somewhere, I want to make sure that I remember. She used to keep one in her purse just in case, because it's an emergency if I don't have a sweat rag. We was in New York one time, and I didn't have a sweat rag, walking around uptown, getting ready to get on the train. Didn't have a sweat rag. It was an emergency, so we had to find one. We ended up finding a dish towel at a gift shop.
Brooklyn Didi says yogurt or avocado oil is a good substitute for mayonnaise. Yes, I do agree.
Melissa Price.
Hey, Chef Rev. Welcome.
Oh, yeah, we got a chef. Dr. Deborah Cooks. Dr. Dunstan. Oh, yeah. Dr. Deborah Dunstan. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. It's a cold layered Mexican dip. You can eat it with chips or do like Dr. Deborah and I, just gobble it up with a spoon. I think you still have my bean dip
dish too. I will grab it up next weekend and bring a pan of it with me too. Now, Chef Rev says his favorite dish is Grand Rising. My favorite food is an open-faced turkey sandwich with a bacon and a delicate Mornay sauce. You can only say that if you're a chef. You can't put a delicate sauce on anything else if you're not a chef. So it needs a delicate Mornay sauce. That sounds good. Jacqueline says there's a great avocado mayo, really delicious. I also love tuna and salmon and make it made the way you like it. Yeah, I like it like that. Crystal says every Thanksgiving and Christmas, I do at least 3 to 4 smoked turkeys. Wow. Dee Dee says, I am a sweater also. It's a gland thing. Yeah, we read that. Latanya says that Sam is also like that. He says sweating, sitting still, not as much though as when he had more weight. The diet does help that too. We read about Melissa. We read, yes, we read that from Dr. Beverly. And Arthur Lynette says, you do be seen it. You was outside and Pierre wanted to say something. So you be. Well, also fried. Okay. I don't know what that means. You were probably doing text to talk, so we have to circle back to what that is. Chef Rev George Allen says, well, also fried salmon with Caribbean jerk sauce. That's another favorite for you. I like that. Fried salmon. I don't think I've ever had. I've had pan. I typically do salmon either in the can or broiled in the air fryer. Miss Phyllis said, put it on your lap, Brian. I have had to tell him that several times.
What are y'all talking about?
Your sweat rag. Jacqueline says, Brian,
I might have
you're
put it on the
sweating
table
like that
once.
because you smoke cigars and your vitamin C is not there. The glandular system needs more support. More vitamin C will help. It's all water soluble, meaning that we will all pee it out. Smokers need more.
I believe you. Thank you very much for that. Actually, in my research, I did see that I need some more vitamin C, but also need more iron for some reason.
Iron folate.
Yep.
Melissa says, George Allen, yum. That's going on my list for this weekend too. The fried salmon. Arthur Lynette says, seen him sweating outside, smoking cigars both times.
No, you have not.
You have. You've never been in a situation.
I have. I keep a sweat rag with me for a reason. Okay, I do sweat. Okay. When did you see me sweating outside? Well, it could have been any time.
She was,
yeah,
right.
It could have been any time. I do. We didn't do our greeting songs yet. We didn't do cards yet. We didn't do nothing. Do we have time to do greeting songs? Because I got a 10 o'clock. We don't have time for a card. If we do greeting, let's do our greeting, Jess. Go to the top. Come on. All right. Is Barbara? Okay, we got to find your jam, Barbara. Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. Thank you for joining us, Miss Phyllis. Dr. Deborah Dunstan is here. Dr. Deborah, nonprofit strategist and funding coach.
Mm-hmm. But I was hearing something ringing.
Your son is here.
Oh, okay. Brittany. It's Brittany. It's Brittany. It's Brittany.
Brittany Thomas.
It's Brittany. It's Brittany. It's Brittany. Brittany. It's your time.
Good morning, Brittany.
It's your time. Yeah.
That's right. And according to Jacqueline, scroll, baby. Come on.
Jacqueline Rosier, pretty little girl that I adore. You're the only one my heart beats for. I'm so glad that you are mine.
Team Empowerment Circle family, help us to find Crystal Blake's jam. Crystal Blake, she helps people with their insurance needs. She helps protect families, and she also helps people to supplement their income. Help us find Crystal Blake's jam. She deserves one.
She gave us the song she wanted it to come from.
But I don't have it handy in front of me. But if Crystal's still here, would you post that song again? Post that song again, Crystal, because maybe someone else can help us to find it.
Yes. Glenda Tate Williams, good morning to you. Glenda's riding on the freeway and make up in her pink Cadillac.
Good morning, Miss Glenda. How are you? Please scroll, baby. Come
on. Melissa's on, baby.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Melissa, now it's time for us to sing her song. Melissa's on. Good morning.
Dr. Beverly's here, babe.
Dr. Beverly's here. Dr. Beverly is on the show. And how did I know that song so well? Because I was in a play and I played the Artful Dodger, Oliver Twist. And I sang Food, Gloria's Food. I sang a couple of songs where I was the lead. Okay. But that was in school, elementary school. Mark Greer has a jam as well. He didn't say nothing to us.
Well, we're on the show.
That's right. Mark Greer has a jam as well. So wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get over
Under it.
it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove.
He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now.
We did Dr. Deborah. Brooklyn Didi, if you come regularly.
You got a song for Didi already.
What is it?
The song that she sang. I've fallen and I can't.
Slipping.
Yeah.
Okay. But we didn't make that her greeting song yet.
I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. I said I'm slipping.
That's not
I'm
a greeting
falling.
song.
I can't get up. I'm the diva with depression, and you did come up with
I did come up with something. So if you remember it, Didi, if you remember it, refresh my memory. Lisa's kind of tickling my memory right there, but she's adding extra words because it's not I'm slipping, I'm falling, it's slipping, falling. That's DMX, baby.
Right, I know who it is. Thank you.
Okay.
LaTanya Blackman, the champion of families.
For families. Come on. I gotta tell you, Arthur Lynette is here. At this table we sit.
Making it legit.
Because when Lynette hits the show,
yes. You already did Mark, Brother Mark, Didi. We got Jacqueline. We did LaTanya, Arthur Lynette, Melissa, Glenda, Crystal. Welcome you guys here. I think we got everybody over. Oh, Chef Rev.
Chef Rev is here too. Mr. George Allen, aka Chef Rev. Why must I eat like that? Why not hire Chef Rev?
He puts the good food in me.
Nah. Good morning, Chef Rev. How you doing, sir?
Absolutely. Going through trying to see if I got
everybody that has a greeting jam.
Now LaTanya said, did the doctor recommend supplements? No, but we have been taking a daily supplement.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa says, Brian's letting Lisa do all the singing up here. Yeah, he is.
Who said that?
Melissa said that.
She's trying to start something.
So let it be started. Chef Rev says, it's a dish from Louisiana, Kentucky, created in 1926 by the chefs at the Brown Hotel. The sandwich is called a hot brown.
A hot brown. That sounds delicious. I love everyone's songs. Frankie Beverly, before I let go. That's where Crystal Blake wants her jam to come from. Dr. Beverly, you're particularly good at this. Crystal Blake, she does insurance and those types of things, but her jam is Frankie Beverly's Before I Let Go. Come on, help us find her jam, y'all, please. Melissa Price, you've demonstrated you're good at that too. Help us find Crystal Blake's jam from Frankie Beverly's Before I Let Go.
And we want to debut it by Tuesday because she's here on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You make me happy. That jam.
I like that.
Help us find the jam for Crystal Blake.
And we're glad that you joined us this morning. Maybe I will figure out something to actually prepare on camera. I'll do a cooking.
We used to do that
over this weekend. Maybe do a cooking show.
In 2017, Lisa and I were vegan for 10 whole months. For 10 months of that year, and we were militant about it too. We watched Forks Over Knives, and we watched what's the other one called? Forks Over Knives, but the other one about food. Anyway, we watched those two movies. And
What the Health,
yes. What the Health and Forks Over Knives. When we saw what they did with meat, and it was just disgusting us. So go ahead, Brain. Go ahead, Brain. I hear you. Okay, who's Brain? But anyway,
LaTanya says SMH traditional primary physicians aren't working in our best interest. Use standard process supplements. And Dr. Beverly says, what does Crystal do again? Crystal, Kristal. She is insurance.
Insurance, yep. She helps people with insurance, financial services, and she also has a networking arm to her business as well, where she can help people that want to do the business to also do it. Yes. I know, Crystal. Crystal, people, you're not the only one. Everyone does that.
And he loves to point it out
Everybody does that. They switch the A and the I. I'm Brain all the time. Brain McNeill with one L. My last name has two L's. I can send it to them, and they'll still mess it up. Sometimes they mess up both names, the first and the last.
But we're glad to. We look forward to hearing more about your foods. We love you.
I got a 10 o'clock client.
And
Peace.
don't forget